Imagine being trapped alone in a silent canyon, your arm pinned beneath a massive boulder, no sound around you except your own breath, and the unsettling knowledge that no one on Earth knows where you are. That was the reality Aron Ralston faced in Blue John Canyon, Utah. A twisting labyrinth of red sandstone, narrow passages only as wide as a human body, and sunlight that reaches the ground in thin golden threads. It was beautiful, peaceful, and on that day, incredibly dangerous in a way no one could predict. Aron arrived early that morning, full of energy and excitement for a solo challenge. The desert air was crisp, the sky a perfect sheet of blue above the towering canyon walls. He strapped on his gear, smiled into his camera, and began navigating the maze-like passages with confidence. He had done this countless times, climbing ledges, squeezing between tight walls, lowering himself using practiced techniques. The solitude didn't intimidate him, it energized him. Aron was an adventurer, someone who found meaning in wild places. As he stepped into one of the narrowest sections of Blue John Canyon, he lowered himself between two steep walls by placing his weight on a massive boulder lodged above the ground. It looked stable, solid, unmoving. A routine step. Something he had done hundreds of times. But in the next instant, everything changed. Plus, the boulder shifted. Just a small scrape at first. Then a deeper rumble. Aron looked up in shock as the huge rock slid toward him. Dust exploded around him as he fell with it. The boulder crashed into place, trapping his right arm against the canyon wall. The impact was sudden, overwhelming, and silent after the echo faded. Aron tried to pull his arm back, but it didn't move. He pushed with all his weight. Nothing. He leaned, twisted, pressed with his legs. Nothing. The rock felt fused to the earth itself. But Aron didn't panic. Not at first. He was trained for difficulty, for unexpected moments. He took a deep breath, assessed his situation, and began testing solutions. He tried using his climbing gear for leverage, wrapping ropes around the rock, pulling from different angles. He tried chipping away at the edges with his small multi-tool. He tried shifting his body position for better force, but hour after hour, the boulder held firm. The sun moved across the narrow slit of sky above him, a reminder of time passing. When night came, the cold washed through the canyon like water. Aron shivered as darkness settled, talking quietly into his camera to keep his mind steady. He wasn't recording for drama, but for clarity, maybe even hope. Morning arrived, bringing warmth, but also exhaustion. He had barely slept, yet he kept working on the rock. Every new idea counted, every attempt mattered. But the rock didn't move. Not even a millimeter. He rationed his water with precision, tiny sips each hour, stretching what little he had. He ate small, careful bites of the food he carried. He inspected his arm, watched swelling rise and fall, felt energy drain and return in waves. The canyon was silent. No hikers, no signal, no chance that someone would pass through this remote corner of Utah at the perfect moment. By the second day, Aron understood something: no one was coming. Every solution would have to come from him alone. On the third day, fatigue became heavier, but his mind stayed sharp. He studied the boulder again, tracing its shape, testing pressure points, searching for any weak spot. His camera recordings became more personal, honest reflections on the world he hoped to return to. On the fourth day, he tried using his rope as a pulley system, but the narrow canyon walls limited his movement. The desert sun heated the rock, warming it like an oven, while at night the temperature dropped sharply again. His body struggled to adapt. Yet Aron remained determined. He refused to surrender to the canyon's silence. On the fifth day, a new idea came to him difficult, demanding, but possible. He examined his trapped arm, tested how much sensation remained, and realized that the only path forward was to separate himself from what the rock held captive. It was a challenging decision, but one filled with hope. He wasn't giving up. He was choosing a way through. Aron prepared himself with long breaths, steady focus. He used the boulder's pressure itself to help. He applied force in very specific angles, began creating a method with the tools he had. His knife wasn't ideal, but resourcefulness mattered more than perfection. Every motion was slow, deliberate, intense. He focused not on the discomfort, but on the goal freedom. And then, finally, the moment came. Aron pulled himself free from the rock's grip. The canyon was still, as if holding its breath. Aron wrapped the wound carefully with the gear he carried, improvising bandages and bracing. His heartbeat steadied, his focus sharpening again. But the challenge was far from over. He still had to escape the canyon. With one arm, nearly no water, and 5 days of exhaustion weighing on him, Aron began climbing. Using his legs and remaining arm, he pressed against the sandstone walls, inching upward with slow precision. Every grip mattered, every movement counted. The sun beat down, the air grew hotter, but Aron kept going. He reached the top of the canyon and began the long walk through the desert. The path was uneven, the sun relentless, but he moved forward step by step. His determination carried him farther than strength alone ever could. Hours passed. His pace slowed, but his will never wavered. And then far ahead he saw them, a family of hikers moving along a trail. Aron raised his good arm, called out with every bit of energy he had left. The family saw him, hurried over, offered water, assurance, steady voices. Their presence felt like sunlight breaking through a storm. They quickly contacted search teams. Soon rescuers arrived and guided Aron to safety. News of Aron Ralston traveled across the world, not because of fear, but because of the stunning demonstration of human resilience. He later said that the canyon taught him something profound. Real strength isn't only in muscles or equipment, but in the choice to keep going, to keep believing in the next moment, even when surrounded by stone walls and silence. Today, Aron continues his adventures climbing mountains, skiing remote landscapes, speaking to audiences around the world. His prosthetic arm is more than a tool, it's a symbol, a reminder of courage, ingenuity, and the extraordinary things a person can achieve when they choose hope over despair. Aron Ralston didn't just escape a canyon. He carved his way back into life with determination stronger than stone itself.